Okay, in this video we will be discussing how to count the number of spanning trees for some special symbol graphs. So let's start with counting the number of spanning trees in a path graph. Okay, so path graph is P of n. P sub n is a path graph on n vertices. Okay, for example, if you look into say P4, so it will look something like it has 4 vertices. So P4 by definition it's a tree, and here we can see that if you delete any of these edges, then the graph will become disconnected. Okay, so that says there is only one spanning tree for P4, and we can see that again in general case also that is the case. So if you consider Pn, there is only one spanning tree. Okay, so let me write down what I said. So we can see that Pn by itself is a tree, and again we can see that if you remove an edge from Pn, it will become disconnected and it is no more a tree. Okay, so that says number of spanning tree in Pn is 1. Okay, so removing an edge disconnects that particular graph. Okay, so that says there is only one spanning tree for P of n. Okay, so let's try to count the number of spanning trees in Cn. So C of n is a cycle graph on n vertices. For example, C4, it will look something like this. It has 4 vertices and 4 edges, and here we have this cycle. Okay, Cn, okay, it is not a tree anyway, so it has the cycle, so it's a cyclic graph. So here we can see that if you delete any of these edges, okay, then we have a spanning tree. So we can delete this for edge, this edge, this edge, or this edge. Okay, so if you delete any one of these edges, okay, then we get a spanning tree. Okay, so that says here, okay, in Cn we have, in C4 we have 4 choices for removing an edge. Okay, so in general we can see that if you consider C of n, okay, if you delete any of these n edges, then we have a spanning tree. So we have n choices, and that says the number of spanning trees for C sub n is n. Okay, so let me write down what I said. So again we can see that by definition Cn has n vertices and n edges. So that says any spanning tree of C sub n has n vertices, and since it is a tree, it has n minus 1 edges. Okay, so C of n, cycle on n graph has n vertices and n edges, right? So only need to delete one edge to get a spanning tree for a Cn. So we have n choices. Okay, and that says the number of spanning trees for C of n, C sub n is n. So removing any edge from C sub n gives a spanning tree. So okay, here we can see that there are n possibilities for removing an edge. Okay, so when we remove a particular edge, we get a spanning tree. Okay, so each time when we remove an edge, we get a new spanning tree. Okay, so hence Cn has n spanning trees. Okay, so we saw two simple examples, a path graph on n vertices, so it has only one spanning tree. Okay, P of n by itself is a tree, so that is going to be the spanning tree. So if we delete any edge, it will become disconnected. And if you look into Cn, okay, so if we delete one edge from Cn, we get a spanning tree. So we have n choices for a particular edge to be deleted, and that says number of spanning trees for C sub n is n. Okay, so let's look at this example. Okay, this problem. So how many spanning trees does K4 has? Okay, K4 is a complete graph on 4 vertices. So it has 4 vertices and 4 into 3 divided by 2, 6 edges. Okay, so let's count the number of spanning trees for K4. Okay, so here we can see that there are 2 trees. So if we consider a tree with n vertices, we can see that there are 2 trees on 4 vertices. Okay, and they are P4. Okay, so they are this one P4, so it has 4 vertices and it's a tree and a star graph which looks something like this. Okay, so this is nothing but K1, 3. So these are the only 2 trees on 4 vertices. Okay, so using this particular thing, we are going to count the number of spanning trees in K4. Okay, so what we are going to do is we are going to count the number of path graphs in K4 and the number of K13s in K4, and we add them to get the answer to this question. Okay, so let's see how that can be done. Okay, so let's label the vertices using the numbers 1, 2, 3 and 4. Okay, so here we can see that if you consider this label, each ordering or each permutation, okay, of these 4 numbers corresponds to a labeling of this P4. For example, one such labeling will be something like 1, 2, 3, 4, and another labeling could be say something like 2, 1, 3, 4, etc., etc. So here we can see that, okay, in total number of ordering of these 4 labels will be 4 factorial, which is equal to 24. Okay, but the thing is that if you look into this path graph, okay, we can see that this path graph and this path graph, so if I label this vertices something like 4, 3, 2, 1, okay, we can see that, okay, these 2 path graphs are exactly the same. Okay, so that is, okay, sum of these 24 or 4 factorial path graphs, they are same. So here we can see that, okay, for each ordering here 1, 2, 3, 4 and 4, 3, 2, 1, okay, there is 2. Similarly for this one 2, 1, 3, 4 and 4, 3, 2, 1. So if you label these, say something like 4, 3, 1 2. Okay, again we can see that okay, these two path graphs are same. Okay, so that says there is an overcounting if you consider all the 24 ordering of these 4 numbers. So the overcounting is by a factor of 2, so we have to divide. That says okay, for 2 orderings there will be one path graph. Okay, so there is 24, so that says okay, you have to divide 24 by 12 to get the number of path graphs, because okay, these kind of ordering they are same. Okay, so let me write down what I said. So okay, we can see that there are 4 factorial ways to order the vertices of K4. Okay, using the labels 1 2 3 4. Okay, so one such labeling will be like 1 2 3 4, and another labeling is 2 1 3 4, and another labeling could be 4 3 2 1. But the thing is that okay, these two paths are same. Similarly, okay, these two paths are same, so there is an overcounting by a factor of 2. Okay, so there are 4 factorial ways to order the vertices of K4 using the labels. Okay, and here again we can see that okay, each of the ordering forms the path P4. Okay, so each ordering forms the path P4, but the thing is that okay, two paths will be the same, something like this. Okay, so here we have two ordering that corresponds to a particular path. Okay, so we have a total of 4 factorial, and we have to divide by 2 to get the correct answer. Okay, so 2 orderings for example, say as I said 1 2 3 4 and 4 3 2 1. Okay, they forms the same P4. Okay, so the orderings 1 2 and 3 4 and 4 3 2 1 okay, form the same P4 graph. Okay, so that says there will be an overcounting by a factor of 2, so hence so K4 it has 4 factorial divided by 2, which is equal to 24 divided by 2, get 12 different spanning okay, paths P4. Okay, so we count the number of paths okay, in K4. So a path corresponds to a tree, and that says it has 12 such paths. Okay, so let's look into this thing, the star graph or K1 tree. So let's count how many will be there. So here we can see that okay, once you fix this particular vertex, the central vertex, okay, all other vertices are determined. Okay, for example, if you fix this to be say 1, okay, these 3 vertices will be like 2 3 4. Similarly, if you fix this to be 2, then the other vertices will be like 1 2 3 etc. Okay, so that says okay, any of these K1 3 is uniquely determined by this central vertex. Okay, and here we can see that there are 4 ways to assign a label to this vertex. So once you fix this particular label, fix a label to this vertex, then okay, it doesn't matter what you give to this thing. Okay, so that says there will be 4 such K1 3. Okay, okay, so we can see that any K1 4 is uniquely Okay, it is uniquely determined by the center vertex. Okay, so center vertex, I mean this particular vertex. Okay, and that says here we have 4 choices. We could label this by 1, 2, 3 or 4. We have 4 choices. So in that says in K4 we have 4 choices for the center vertex. Okay, so that says K4 has 4 different spanning K13. Okay, so K4 has 4 different spanning trees K14. Okay, hence whole together we have 12 plus 4, 16. Okay, so hence whole together K4 has 12 plus 4, okay, 16 different spanning trees. Okay, so that's the answer for this question. Okay, so here what we did is we know that there are only 2 trees on 4 vertices. They are this path and K13. Okay, so next what we did is, okay, we count the number of these labeled paths and number of labeled K13s. Okay, we saw that number of labeled paths is 12 and the number of labeled K13 is 4. Okay, so that's what we did here, 12 and 4, and the total answer is 16, 12 plus 4. Okay, so let's try to solve this problem. So how many spanning trees does the complete bipartite graph K2n have? Okay, so here we have a bipartite graph with 2 vertices on one partite set and n vertices on another partite sets, and we are asked to count the number of spanning trees in that graph. Okay, so here we are going to bipartite graph. So there is a bipartition of the vertices. Okay, so let's call the bipartition sets x and y, where x contains these 2 vertices and y contains the other n vertices. Okay, so let the bipartition sets be, say, x and y, and this x contains these 2 vertices, say v1 and v2, and y, where y cardinality of y is n and n greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so the situation will be something like this. So we have these 2 partite sets x and y, and this x contains these 2 vertices v1 and v2. Again, this y contains n other vertices. Okay, so here what we can do is, what we can see is, okay, suppose that we have, say, 2 vertices here, and suppose that this v1 is adjacent to this one and this one. Again, say v2 is adjacent to, okay, this one and this one. Okay, it do have many other vertices. That's okay. To consider such a situation. Okay, so suppose that we have 2 vertices in y which is adjacent to both v1 and v2. So if that's the case, we can see that, okay, we have a cycle. Okay, so in a tree a cycle is not allowed. Okay, so in these spanning trees such a situation it won't occur. We don't have two vertices in Y that is adjacent to both V1 and V2. So let me write down what I said. Okay, in any spanning tree of this graph K2n, okay, if two vertices in Y if two vertices in Y are adjacent to both V1 and V2, okay, there would be a cycle. There would be a cycle, and in a tree that is not allowed. Okay. Okay, so this kind of situation it won't arise in this spanning tree. Okay, if we have two vertices in Y which is adjacent to both V1 and V2, then we have a cycle. Okay, so let's see another case. Okay, so again we can see that suppose that again the situation is something like this. We have this X and Y, and this X contains these two vertices V1 and V2. Okay, and again we can see that okay, V1 and V2 it must be adjacent to exactly one element in Y. So otherwise what is going to happen is that okay, if V1 and V2 are not both adjacent to one element, exactly one element in Y, okay, what is going to happen is that okay, we have this situation. Okay, we have X here, Y. Okay, so okay, suppose that V1 and V2 are not adjacent to a common element here. Okay, so we have a bunch of points here, and V1 is connected to only say this. Okay, this one. Okay, and V2 is connected to this one, something like that. So if V1 and V2 is not okay, doesn't have a common vertex in Y, okay, that is okay, this kind of situation is going to happen. Okay, so in that case we can see that okay, this graph or this spanning tree, okay, it is not connected. So a tree is a connected acyclic graph. Okay, so that is not allowed. Okay, so that says okay, this V1 and V2 has exactly one common neighbor in Y. Okay, so we already saw okay, more than one is not allowed. If more than one is there, then we would have this cycle. Okay, so and again we can see that okay, if this is a situation, if there is no common element in Y, okay, which is adjacent to both V1 and V2, okay, then that spanning tree will be a disconnect. Okay, it is not a tree anyway, it is a disconnected graph, so it is not connected, so it won't be a tree. So that says there will be exactly one vertex here, okay, which is adjacent to V1 and V2. Okay, so let's call this vertex say U. Okay, and after that I will write down what I said, then after that we will count okay, this situation. So we can see that okay, if no vertices of Y is adjacent to both, so adjacent to both B1 and B2. Okay, situation is something like this in a spanning tree. Okay, then the tree would be disconnected. Okay, it would not be connected. Okay, again a contradiction. Okay, so here we saw this particular thing. Okay, two elements of V, okay, must not be adjacent to both V1 and V2, and again we saw this thing, one element of U, exactly one element of U must be adjacent to both V1 and V2. If that's not the case, then the spanning tree will look something like this, and we have this disconnected graph, because that is no more a tree. Okay, so let's call this common vertex U. So here the cardinality of y is n. Okay, so this particular vertex U, it can be selected in n choose one way. So there are n ways to select this U. Okay, so once we have this U, then we can find the adjacent elements of V1 and V2. Okay, suppose after finding this U, we are left with n minus 1 vertices in Y. Okay, so let's fix a number k. Again, suppose that k of this n minus 1, okay, k of this n minus 1 is assigned to say V1. So all these vertices are made adjacent to V1. Okay, let it be say k, and the remaining n minus 1 minus k is made adjacent to V2. Okay, anyway, that's only possibility, right? Because we saw one element of U must be exactly one element of U must be adjacent to both V1 and V2, and no more than two elements in Y can be made adjacent to V1 and V2. Okay, if that's the case, then we will get this cycle. Okay, if one element is not adjacent to both, exactly one element is not adjacent to V1 and V2, then we have this situation, we have a disconnected graph. Okay, so that says, okay, if you choose k elements and make that adjacent to V1 and the remaining make adjacent to this thing. Okay, so that is for a fixed k, so that can be done. This k elements can be chosen from this n minus 1 in n minus 1 choose k ways. Okay, and here we can see that this k could be either 0. In that case, there V1 it has only this okay, only this adjacent one U, and all other vertices are adjacent to V2. Okay, or k could be 1. In that case, one vertex is made other than U is made adjacent to V1, and the remaining n minus 2 is made adjacent to V2, etc., etc., and this k could be either 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1, and all these are disjoint cases. Okay, so we have to add them up to get the total answer. Okay, so let me write down what I said. Okay, so that says, so exactly 1 among these n vertices will be adjacent to both V1 and V2. So exactly one of the n vertices in Y is adjacent to both V1 and V2. Okay, so let's call that vertex U. Okay, as I did here. Okay, let that vertex be U. Okay, we can choose this vertex in n choose one ways. Okay, so there are n choose one ways to choose U. Okay, then after that, if we fix k, as I said here, if we fix this value of k, okay, we choose k elements from the remaining n minus 1, and we assign, or we make that vertices adjacent to V1 and the remaining adjacent to V2. Okay, and this k could be either 0, 1, 2 up to n minus 1. Okay, so okay, suppose that k vertices chosen from the remaining y minus u. Okay, so it contains n minus 1 elements. Okay, suppose that k vertices chosen from y minus u vertices are adjacent to V1 in a spanning tree. Okay, so the remaining n minus 1 minus k is adjacent to V2. Okay, so the remaining n minus 1 minus k are made adjacent to V2. Okay, so here we are left with n minus 1 elements. So choose k from n minus 1 and make that vertices adjacent to V1 and the remaining adjacent to V2. Okay, so that can be done in n choose k ways, and this k can take any values from 0, 1 up to n minus 1. So all those are disjoint cases. So by the sum of the rules for counting, okay, so we get the answer. So let me write down what I said. So the total number of spanning trees in K2n is, first we have to choose that u vertex. Okay, this vertex u, it can be done in n choose 1 ways. Okay, so if you fix the value of k, then the adjacent vertices of V1, it can be chosen in n minus 1 choose k ways, and this k can take any values between 0 and n minus 1, both inclusive, and all those are disjoint, so we have to sum them up. So here this k goes from 0 to n minus 1. So n choose 1 is nothing but n, and this summation is nothing but, so by the binomial theorem we know that this summation is nothing but 2 to the n minus 1. Okay, so that's the answer. So that says number of spanning trees number of spanning trees for a K2n is n into 2 to the n minus 1. Okay, so we will continue our discussion on counting spanning trees in the next video. So in the next video we will see how to count the number of spanning trees in a general graph. So we will discuss 2 methods for doing that.